Hey everyone, Steve here, the Seller CPA, your e-commerce CPA. In my last video, I talked about what to do if you're just starting out on Amazon. Maybe it's your first year, a single member LLC or a sole proprietorship. In this video, I'm going to take it a step further and talk about what to do if you're an S-Corp, a C-Corp, a multi-member LLC. So if that fits your profile, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know the exact system that I use for my clients and how to get everything ready for your first year filing a full business tax return. This is a different system. This is for those who need to file a full business tax return because they've elected to be taxed as an S-Corp, a multi-member LLC, or a corporation, or for somebody that's branched out beyond Amazon and is now selling on multiple channels. This is the system that I use with my clients. In this system, you're going to be going from sales channels and payment gateways through your integration software to your general ledger to produce the financial statements and then to produce your business tax returns. So that's the overview. And let me go into the details a little bit more here. So the first thing is your sales channels. And with my integration software that I use, A2X, the sales channels that are included in that are Amazon, Shopify, Walmart, eBay, Etsy, and the payment gateway, PayPal. That brings all the orders and payment details into the integration software A2X. And then the A2X integration software brings summary income, fees, and cost of goods sold into the general ledger, which is QuickBooks Online, which is the system that I use. So one of the common questions is, why can't I just go from the sales channels or payment gateways directly into the QuickBooks Online general ledger? And that's a great question. I've seen these two most common mistakes with e-commerce sellers that are trying to do their own accounting and they're not really sure what they're doing. So the first big mistake is recording all of the transactions that get deposited into the bank account in QuickBooks Online as sales revenue. And that's wrong because we know that these platforms, they take fees out before the deposits hit your account. And there's also refunds and there's also money that's held in reserve, and that would not be deposited into the bank account yet, but it's still earned by you. The second one is reporting all purchases of inventory as cost of goods sold. So rather than reporting the cost of goods sold when the items are sold based on the item's unit cost, every purchase is reported as cost of goods sold. And that really skews your P&L because in a month that you purchase inventory, it's going to show a lower gross profit than in a month that you didn't purchase inventory or in a month that you purchased less inventory. Also, the IRS does not allow you to deduct inventory when purchased unless it's fully consumed or used in production in the year that it's acquired, which is usually not the case for an e-commerce business. So that's why you need an integration software to properly report all the gross income minus the refunds and the fees and report cost of goods sold based on the unit cost of your product associated with the income in the period that the items are sold. And then in QuickBooks Online, you're going to have the full sales amount minus the fees, the refunds, and the cost of goods sold. And you can get to a gross profit number that shows you exactly what your average gross profit margin is going to be month over month, so you can analyze your performance. Furthermore, if you have multiple sales channels, A2X can then tag each sales channel with a class that can be sent to QBO so you can run your P&L on a classified basis and you can see how much am I making on Amazon, how much am I making on Shopify, how much am I making on each sales channel, rather than just looking at one P&L and really not getting that visibility that you need. So that's why it's very important to use a good integration software like A2X. And then another question is, why A2X? There's a lot of alternatives and even QBO has an e-commerce integration. So let's talk about why A2X and why not other systems. So number one, QBO, I'll cover that because that system has been developed by QBO, and while they've made improvements to it, it's really not there and it's not where it needs to be for a serious e-commerce business. So number one, they don't have cost of goods sold. History import is very limited and support is really not good. So if you're calling support for the QBO commerce connection, you're really not going to get somebody who can solve your problem very well. What about other integration softwares that are out there besides A2X? Well, there's a lot of new systems that are popping up that are competitors of A2X that may offer a lower rate or something along those lines. But what I've found is that A2X is very well supported, and that's very important. So if you can't get good answers to why something's not tying out to the penny, then that's not going to be a good system. And I've tested other systems and I found that the support is not very good. A2X has been around for a while. They've tied out to the penny every time I've investigated it. And they've also continued to release very new features that are beneficial for e-commerce sellers, continually adding value to the product. So ultimately, that's why I choose A2X, because when you choose a system, you want to be comfortable that it's accurate and well supported. What else is really good about QBO that you're not going to get from a system like Inventory Lab or Seller Board is your bank accounts and credit cards are directly connected to this system. So every single transaction that you make in your business on one of those payment cards is going to flow through to this system, and it has to be categorized. That's not going to be the case with other systems like Seller Board and Inventory Lab. You can enter your other expenses manually, but you're not going to be able to make sure that every transaction is automatically brought in. And in this system, once you classify all the transactions or categorize them in the various different bank feeds, you reconcile to the bank and credit card statements to ensure that all the transactions are there and nothing was missed or duplicated. That is also something you cannot do in those other systems, which are single entry. So once you have this set up and you have all the sales data flowing in from your sales channels to the integration software to your general ledger and QBO, and you're doing all the monthly bookkeeping work, you can generate accurate financial statement. P&L is something that most people know about. It's your income minus your expenses is your net profit. But most people don't know what a balance sheet is or disregard it. And it's an important piece of financial documentation that shows the financial health of your business beyond just what's shown on the profit and loss statement. So while Seller Board and Inventory Lab can generate a profit and loss, a balance sheet is something that you can generate in a full general ledger system like QBO. And that shows your assets, your liabilities, and your equity, what you own, what you owe, and what's left over. And that's the value of the business, and is also an important snapshot of the health of the business. It shows your liquidity position, it shows your value of the business on a book value, and it also shows how leveraged or not the business is. I've actually seen some businesses that look great on the P&L side, but look very weak on the balance sheet side, and ultimately that could lead to business failure. But these are the required statements that are necessary to complete these business tax returns. So now that you're going to have a separate business tax return, the 1120S, which is for S-Corps, the 1120, which is for C-Corps, and the 1065 for multi-member LLCs, you're going to need to provide your tax preparer or CPA with these financial statements in order for them to prepare these tax returns. You're not going to be able to just say, here's a P&L, make up a balance sheet. It doesn't work like that. Now, I've seen tax preparers that will sort of plug a balance sheet with cash and equity, but I don't recommend that. So the reason why I'm explaining all this is because I've had people come to me after doing their first year, when the year's all the way over, they have partners in a business, it's a multi-member LLC or an S-Corp, and they don't have anything but an Excel P&L, and I really can't prepare a business tax return for them. So in those cases, either I can't help them or we have to go back for the entire year of the previous year and pull everything into an accounting system and do that catch-up bookkeeping work. But if you can provide this information, your tax preparer will be able to provide these business tax returns because they require a balance sheet, which is not something that's on a single member LLC tax return, but also these things. Now, I don't want to get too technical, but basis is something that has to be tracked in an 1120S and a 1065, and it determines whether distributions are taxable or not. Capital accounts are also something that's going to be in a multi-member LLC, showing the value of each partner's capital account and what ultimately each should get if the business is liquidated. And for the 1120S and 1065, you have to have a K1 that is generated from these other forms to provide information to report on your personal tax return. And ultimately, if you don't have financial statements that tie to your tax returns in an audit situation by the IRS, you're going to be in deep trouble if you're not able to say where you got the numbers on the tax return from. Well, hopefully you found this video helpful. I know I threw a lot of information for you out there, but if there is one takeaway from this video is to understand that there's a big difference between operating as a sole proprietor or a single member LLC, just selling on one channel, versus a business that has to file a separate business tax return or is selling on multiple channels. Using a framework like this is going to help you get prepared for your first year filing a full business tax return so that you're not scrambling to do a year of cleanup after you get to the end of the year or the beginning of the following year. And of course, if you need help with any of this, this is exactly what I do. I set up systems like this and we provide monthly accounting, income tax prep, and income tax planning for e-commerce businesses. And I'll be producing videos like this on a regular basis. So if you think that this was good information and you want more of it, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and watch out for videos that will be coming out over the next weeks and months with a similar type of information.